Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit and this is the Kia Syros. Now, I have done a very detailed, very exhaustive review of this car earlier, but that was still just a media drive. But now this car has been with me for about a month and I've driven it for about 2000 kilometers. So today in this video, I'll let you know as to who is this car for, what are its standout highlights, what are its mentionables, and most importantly, what are some of its negatives. So if you want to know about the negatives, you have to watch this video till the end, because while this car has some standout features, it really is an amazing car. There are some negatives also which need to be clear to the prospective buyer to make an informed decision. So without any further ado, let's get going with this. Now the number one highlight of this car, the standout highlight, is that while that shape may look a little bit oddball to a few of you, that oddball shape and those square lines are the reason why this car has the most amount of space inside of all the cars in the sub 4 meter segment. So space is something that you're looking for, be it the headroom up front, headroom at the rear, shoulder room, leg room or knee room. This car really stands out and packs in the most amount of space. Also, the boot here from 390 to 465 liters is fantastic, and it's adjustable not just by virtue of its 60-40 seats, but the fact that the seats can slide also, which I'm going to show in a little bit. But if space is high on your agenda, then this is the car for you. Another standout feature of this car is this 30-inch CCNC, which is the connected car navigation cockpit, and it comprises of 12.3-inch screen here, 12.3-inch instrument console here, and this 5-inch HVAC control system here. And it is in fact the most advanced, the slickest and the most beautiful looking screen that you'll find in this segment and beyond. Also, this system is shared by some of the more expensive cars in the Kia stable, including the Kia Carnival and the Kia EV9. So this indeed is the top of the line system that you'll get anywhere. Now, while the 360-degree camera on this car is fantastic, you can also get an optional two-way dash cam if you so wish, and using that dash cam, you can record your journeys and be safe in case someone does something stupid. Safety is high on our minds in India right now, and this car has scored a 5-star BNCAP safety rating. So in terms of safety also, this is right there. And when we talk about safety, not just in terms of passive safety, but this car is ahead in terms of active safety also, as this gets the most number of ADAS level 2 features in its class, as many as 16 features, and it gets the most advanced set of ADAS features in the sub 4 meter segment. Another great thing that you'll realize about this car once you start using it is that the choice of colors and the fit finish, quality of materials is absolutely stand out for this class. No other car in this segment offers such plush interiors and such a high level of fit and finish. Features is another thing that this car really boasts about, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But the fit finish and the appointment of colors and materials in this car is absolutely top-notch. Now, while this is still a compact car, the feature set, as I just mentioned, is absolutely unbelievable. And while you get seat ventilation for the front seats, the rear seat passengers are often left with hot seats and sweaty backs, but that is not the case with this car. Let's see how the rear seat of this car is its standout feature. The sheer number of features and the amount of space that you have here is unbelievable. These seats slide fore and aft, and that allows you to increase or reduce the amount of boot space that you have, as I mentioned. Also, this is the only car in its segment that gets seat ventilation. You get these blinds, which is again a standout feature. You get an air purifier. You get these powerful USB-C sockets. Just look at the amount of knee room, leg room and headroom that I have. That again is standout. Also, this seat has a recline function, so you really can lounge around in your car while you are being chauffeured if you so wish. So the back seat of this car, it belies the size and the segment that it resides in. And just in case you want to rest your arm, you also have this wide armrest with 2 cup holders. The only thing that I want to crib about, if I have to, is that you don't have a third headrest for the central passenger. Now, storage is one thing, but this car also excels in terms of the number of storage spaces it has, and the small cubby holes, cup holders, glove box, stuff for putting knickknacks. This car boasts about 23 of them. So if you're someone who wants a lot of storage spaces in your car, again, this car is a standout model in its segment. It also gets these flush fitting door handles, which is a standout feature for this class. So while those were some of the standout features of this car, there are quite a few features which are really good to have and are definitely mentionable. And those features are a fantastic sounding Bose speaker system, this beautiful 360-degree camera, an air purifier, traction and drive modes, this big, wide panoramic sunroof, which again is a standout feature for the class. You get 4-way powered driver seats, and you also get this electronic parking brake. About the negatives now, the one big negative that this car has is that it does not come with a naturally aspirated engine. You can either have a 1-liter turbo or a 1.5-liter diesel, which is this one. And by virtue of that fact, this car is available at a higher price point to start with. The second negative, and it comes as a revelation, while we drove this car during the media event, I was not driven around with a lot of load on the car. So myself and my camera person were the only two people. And as long as you're driving alone or with a person at the front or one person at the rear, this car is going to behave well. But the moment you load it up, the ride quality becomes a little bit too bouncy and unstable. So the ride quality on this car, especially when you have 2 or 3 people at the rear, can be a tad bit uncomfortable. Now, I mentioned the looks of this car at the very beginning, and they are oddball and you may or may not like them. They are not conventional and not to everyone's taste. Another thing that I observed is that the fuel gauge on this car, sometimes when you're not filling it up with too much fuel, like for example, I filled it up with $1,000 worth of fuel and the fuel gauge has been stuck here at 31 kilometers only. And it doesn't happen always, but it does happen sometimes that the fuel gauge is not updated unless you really fill it up with 1500 rupees worth of fuel or more. Now, while this is a very spacious car loaded to the gills with features and it looks very nice from the inside, this is not a driver's car. So if you're someone who wants to spend a lot of time behind the steering wheel, driving your car around the corners in a very enthusiastic, involving kind of a manner, this is not the car for you. It is a very spacious and practical car, but not a driver's car. Finally, even while being probably the most feature-packed car in its segment with a very plush interior and boasting everything that a car lover would probably want to have in his car, like 64-color ambient lighting and connected car 2.0, the tech and everything else, this car is slightly on the expensive side. And if you compare it with its rivals like Kia's very own Sonet or the XUV 3XO or the Brezza or the Kayak, the price of this car is higher for the base variant by as much as 70,000 rupees to up to 1.5 lakh rupees. And for the top variant, the price difference can be as much as 3.6 lakh when you compare it with the Brezza. This car starts from 9.5 lakh rupees and goes all the way to 17.8 lakh rupees. And the top variant of this car is almost nudging onto the territory of cars like, say, the Seltos or the Creta. So for example, the Seltos sells for 11.2 lakh rupees to 20.5 lakh rupees, and this car effectively is trying to bridge the gap between the sub 4 meter and the bigger cars, but in the process it has become slightly expensive. So if you're not someone who has that extra wad of cash, this car may not be accessible to you. I really hope that I was able to sum this car up for you if you're a prospective buyer. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Motoroids, and until next time, this is your friend Amit Changani signing off. Drive hard, drive free, and drive safe.